Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome back to yet another Harmonic Challenge video. So for today's video, we're gonna talk about Harmonic Challenge 3. I'll also include all the stage clears for stage quests over here. So I'm done with 3002 one. I'm gonna revisit the 1006 one because I realized that Mighty Echo and Magic Flute, they are really bad buffs itself. So like we're going to talk about this separately, and then for the 3002 one, we will be recommending our mechanics, advanced as well as stat boost to get the maximum gems and the coins over here. So without further ado, let's do the 1006 one. So for you to reach 1600 points to clear the stage quest, you will need to have this Mighty Echo and Magic Flute. So you can just click it and then it will be auto selected. And then for the power ups, we'll be using initial damage boost as well as ruthless knockout, because for this tool, right, okay, so we are gonna go with a sustain heavy team, so we should be able to survive that initial 35 instance. And then for the ruthless knockout, if 6 seconds into the battle, the ally hero, probably our healer or our support, dies first, I think the impact on the team is, I'll say, like less impactful compared to the carries itself. We should be the one that carries us to victory. So if let's say you're not comfortable with this setup, right, having the ruthless knockout or having either one of them, then go with exclusive equipment restrictions, which gives you that nerf to damage if your EX weapon is below +10. So in most cases, your carries or your main units should be +10. So this impact is not that big in most units cases, right? Or most of your carry unit cases. So usually the supports will be the +5, maybe your tanks are the +5, and they don't do that much damage to begin with. So we'll go with this. I'll say this is safer, and then go with the defensive one. So this will give you 1006, and then we're gonna do a store team to survive. So the burst team will be showcased with another artifact. So always have a Lily May to cancel out the Iron's ultimate. We're gonna throw in a Bonnie as well with a heal in and our Damien. Okay, just gonna throw in my Fresto because it's like the strongest tank, and then go with the strongest defensive artifact from the stat side, which is Surging Spell right here, because there's a Siren which will silence our artifact. So we need the stats to store through, and let's start the battle. Okay, so cancel the Iron's ultimate. The Siren goes through with the control immunity, gets the ultimate off. We have quite a fair bit of sustain from our Damien as well as a heal win. Really nice stuff. So we are able to hold through. So we survive the initial instant takes, and then once our artifact comes online, we are able to win the fight with our strongest team right here. So we're gonna go at 3 times, and then we are done with this one. Okay, so I think if you want to use this sustain team, then this setup would be a little bit better. Because if your carries, they are not debuffed by this one, it's not that important. And then for defensive boost, since the enemies are not hitting that hard, you should be able to survive and then counter kill from there. So with regards to the buff, Mighty Echo is also more store by nature. So playing the store team or the sustain team, probably the good choice for Mighty Echo right here. So we are done with this stage quest. Now for the 3200 one, I'll talk about my combination, but my combination includes me clearing the 3200 for the hamsters over here, initial damage boost as well as skill damage boost. So this is what we'll do. Okay, initial damage boost as well as skill damage boost over here. I have both of them because for this tool, right, one, this skill damage boost increases the damage dealt by enemies non-ultimate skills, which are mainly coming up from Siren as well as Bonnie. So if you can't survive them, then you might have to switch out this if you just want to clear your 3200 points. But we're going to clear 3002 plus the stage quest, so we're going to include this 3 all together, right? We talked about initial damage boost. If you're able to either burst them down or you're able to survive the initial instant, you are good to go with this one. And then last but not least, ruthless knockout as well. I think this is probably the must-haves in most cases, because like the impact is not that big. 6 seconds, you have 6 seconds to do as much as you want before your lowest damage unit dies off. So that's for ruthless knockout. For advanced, we're going to go with the second one. Like I mentioned, I personally don't think that the EX weapon restriction is debuff, because like most of your important units will be at least +10, right? If you're free to play, if you are low on resources, at least your core units will be +10. If you're a whale, it doesn't matter, you will have most of your units more than +10. So that's for the advanced side. And then for the stat boost, same thing, defensive. So you don't want to make the enemies hit too hard, and then that's where you will be able to survive and then counter kill. So the allied buffs, you can choose any allied buff. My personal favorite allied buff would be the War Drum as well as the Valiant Horn, because there's still quite a bit of control here. We have Iron, Even if you cancel the ultimate, we have armors here with the stun on the ultimate. So there's a little bit of control, and we want that control immunity, and we also want that ability to teleport to the enemy side to surround them and, you know, get some buffs for certain units. And then last but not least, Valiant Horn. At the start of battle, we get energy boost and haste boost, and then once we defeat the opponent, we are able to extend the boost. So we'll go burst right after we slow down the opponent. So that's the idea for this one. We're going to go with our Iron Armor's burst for this one. You can also use the store team if you're able to survive, but since we're going to go with the burst team to steamroll faster than our opponent, we're going to go with this one. Okay. With a Lily May. I think ideally we put Iron at the back. Yeah, then we put Arden here, because like Iron's actually pretty tanky. So in this case, I will actually put in a Damien for maximum factional bonus. I think Ludovic works as well. We go with Surging Spell. Same thing. As much stats as possible before our Surging Spell kicks in. And then because this is a magical centric team and Iron has a magical defense debuff, this Surging Spell is insanely good. So let's start the battle. Okay. So same thing. Lily May cancels out the opponent Iron here. Our Damien comes online, we should be able to get the heals onto our unit. And then because we have Iron Armors, right, we can control all the other units that are not control immune. So only Siren is control immune at the start of battle, and then we are able to hold them in place and then burst them down before they are able to burst us. So this is where we are able to win this. Okay, damage distribution, and then we are done with the 3,200 points together with all the stage quests right here. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully this video is helpful, and do remember to like and subscribe to see more. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.